to me on a level where I'll put ego aside. Even with the SZA, he the only.
Even if he said it's a green light or boom, you saying fuck it, it's a green light.
No, not that.
The TDE homies don't like that. They don't like that, bro.
I definitely. But whack.
How you feel about that? Before we do that, the TDE homies don't like that, bro. Why you getting that SZA?
The SZA.
Yeah,
SZA was hating though.
No. Okay. All right. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, and this is where I always look like the bad guy. So SZA had responded, right? SZA respond like, again, I there's so much stuff that happened, and I do know she was personally affected. That's why I just like I just bowed out of it. But the reason why I directly addressed her is because she indirectly, but directly responded to me on some shit.
Wait, what the fuck does that mean?
Okay.
What did you?
So basically, she responded to some shit I said on my stream, but nobody else would know she responded but us. So
it was some inside shit.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was like we knew. And I was like, damn, like shit, like, and she also sent a tweet out like making mention of what we were saying about her, and I wasn't trying to be mean. And I ain't gonna lie, the time I really went in, it was just like, I feel at times I'm always soaking in, like what people or anybody else have said, and I'm like, yo, listen, there's genuinely, when I mean genuinely a few people, like SZA, like I've wanted to have a conversation with her for the longest, and I felt like she wasn't open to it, and she was still making me the bad guy. And I said, okay, let me show you what me being the bad guy actually is. There was a lot of miscommunication before. You get what I mean? And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be the bad guy. And I always tell people, when I get everything off, I get it off. I got that shit off in what I felt about that situation. And
how you feel now though?
I'm over it.
Cool.
I'm over it, but here's the thing: it's like
no bullshit though. Like
no,
you over it.
No, of course.
All right.
No. Even shit I spoke with Erica Badu. I'm over it because, put it like this, I feel at times, and maybe you can, I don't know, maybe people like, nah, you trying to make yourself a victim. I feel like certain people slight me, and I'm a person who is easily either made fun of for this and third, and I take it and I soak it up. And put it like this, when I do dish it out, it's usually 10 times worse than whatever came in. Like, I'm the person, I take that energy. I've taken the slights. I've taken the bad raps. I've taken the silly jokes when I was trying to be nice to you. Erica Badu, I was trying to be nice to you. You try to play me. Like, when I really had no ill will towards you. So now, when I do unleash on you, you get to see, like, you can't control the response when the initial aggravation was what I feel unwarranted. With SZA, shit, I thought we were just at a place of ignoring each other until she indirectly acknowledged me again. And I said, all right, I was nice the last time because I was at Complex. Let me let you know how I really feel. But it was a one and done. It's like there's no reason for me to, I'm not trying to bully this girl. But I also had to let it be known what my feelings are. And, I think there was a valuable lesson learned in that, because the burden that came off my shoulder when I got it out off my chest, it was therapeutic. But then that burden then probably affected her. And it just shows the cycle of life. What one says in the power of the tongue matters to the other, no matter even if we choose to speak to each other or not. So sometimes we have to find that middle ground. And I've always been open to speak to, SZA. I mean, it probably is at this point way too far. Whatever, I get it.
But are you down to repair that, if it's possible?
Of course.
All right. So you gotta sit down and punch.
True.
No. Wait.
That. So I don't want to do the spokesperson for the person we have an issue with.
You want to sit down with SZA herself?
No. And by the way, play this.
Okay.
me and SZA, if it's even, because they might be like, nigga, fuck you, right? It's no need to sit down with Punch if me and SZA's relationship goes nowhere. If it was a situation where whatever and me and SZA came to understanding, of course, because me and Punch was never really into it. He's just like, he ends up almost kind of being casualty, and he also ends up being the person who has to speak up on her behalf.
Have you ever had a conversation before, you and SZA? Or had any type of relationship?
No, and I think that's what probably upset me the most, because I interviewed her on Everyday Struggle, and the night before I interviewed her, I never knew how she looked or anything like that, and I was just on stream. I'm doing a live stream, and I was just like, yo, I was just asking questions, and then the chat was just spamming. You know, they say everything. Look how they talk about me, and that's why when I said whatever I said about SZA, I wanted to also let her know I was being innocent back then.
This nigga Boom reading.
Nah, I'm sorry, Ak. I love the chat. I love it. I love this shit, bro. I love that shit.
Man. I love the chat.
So here's the thing. I wanted her to know, like, hey, listen, man, I deal with a lot too. I was genuinely being very innocent, and I wanted to have a relationship and a conversation with you, and we don't have to be friends, but I wanted you to know where my heart was at back then. My heart was, I wasn't trying to upset you. And that never happened, so we never spoke. I did apologize. I apologized. I said, hey, you know what? My bad. And even though over the years, I never got any response, so who knows where it went. When she reacted to me again, when I was honestly being not antagonistic or whatever, I literally said, it's going to sit on my spirit if I don't tell her how I exactly feel. So I said that, and honestly, as far as the guys in TDE go, again, I'm down to have conversation, but those conversations can't really go around the mere fact of the person who I'm dealing with, right? Like, I don't deal with the regulation, be like, okay, now we just got to punk you and check you because SZA's upset. There's been multiple times people have said shit that have sat on my spirit and upset me. You get what I mean? So again, either sometimes, and here's the thing I hate about this industry too. And I said this, and I hate to, I don't ever want to bring some of the conversations, like I said this to Drake. Drake called me about this. And I said to Drake, Drake, I want to explain to you the position I'm in. Because you're telling me that my words have affected people who were unwilling to have conversations with me when I was begging to. How do I rationalize that? If you didn't respect me enough when I wanted to have conversation with you, why do you now care about, and I referenced Meek Mill. I said, there was a time I wanted to talk to Meek, and he wouldn't have a conversation with me. But then he would react to every single thing I said. You can't act like you're bigger than, like you're too important to speak to someone, but then you're gonna say my words affect you. Like there's gotta be a duality. If I'm saying, oh, them niggas don't matter, however, I'm like, man, them niggas hurt my feelings. Which is it? Did they matter? Did they hurt your feelings?
Real shit. Now,
obviously, the optics of it, I'm not trying to be a bully, especially when it comes to women. And also, I start hearing, she's her own unique person. That's just something I wanted to make public. The only reason why I addressed it, because it wasn't an apology. It was just me letting people know I'm not sticking on this, and this isn't someone who I feel I'm in issues with. I got something off my chest. I do not have issues with SZA. I am not beefing with her. I actually don't plan to address her again. I'm telling you the exact timeline of why I did what I did. And I hope we can move on. We might never, ever talk.
That's good, though.
I also offered everybody who reached out, I said, I am down to talk to her. I'm down to figure out why we were at odds in the first place. And if it did come a situation within our either conversation or dealing with each other where it's like, hey, listen, well, you did this wrong. I felt offended. There would be an apology. And it would give me more clarity to what's happened. But this confusion, then you have these other dudes who it seem like they're like, yo.
Nigga boom.
Stop. Just
I gotta
Eddie,
make-
let Act cook. I love the chat, but let Act cook.
No,
I don't want to go along with it.
I don't know why you read it.
I love it. I love what he's saying. This shit is hilarious. I'm trying not to cry laughing on the stream.
No, they said about Justice
This
again.
need a PPP loan. All right, keep going.
Yeah, no. Obviously, no. And by the way, you know, it was also important for me to know, like, this is why I love Whack too. Whack, no, I don't respond to anybody who approaches on a pressing type of level. I don't respond to that. I don't react to that well. And my conversations with anybody about this was never like, nigga, you better do it. It was more of, hey, listen, Act, we got to give you some insight that you just might not know. And we want to see, because we do fuck with you, and we value your character. We want to see how you're going to handle this and how you value even our relationship with other people when you know additional information. And I think I did with that well, you know what I mean? Ultimately, I would love to speak to SZA, but I understand if she never wants to speak to me. But it's never a thing that I'm going to keep going.